So it's that time again. England player ratings time for their 24-17 loss to New Zealand in that second test. And even though it's a loss, there were some decent performances in there. Also some big areas for concern as well. And we'll talk about England as a whole and where the players sit in kind of their pecking order later on in the week. But let's get into this game in particular. Out of 10, Finn Baxter, the youngster, thrown in there to start at loosehead. It shouldn't really be happening. We shouldn't really be relying on him. But that's the state we're in. We need some young props to come through. And he did pretty well, to be honest. In the loose, he's very industrious. Always offers the carry. Okay in the scrum, but we are kind of judging our props on how not badly they get smashed up, if you know what I mean. So 6 for him. I think that's fair enough. Maybe a 5 or a 6. George came back on after Dan got his head on the wrong side of a tackle. So good shift from George. Line out once again. Looked pretty good. It was a good battle, but England came out on top there. Worked his rear end off, but he's not going to offer a huge amount in attack. So a solid tour for George in this game. A 6. Will Stewart struggled a lot to begin with. Did improve towards the end of the first half, but just struggled in general. If he's our best tight head, we're in trouble. He gives his all, just not quite up to it, I'm afraid. Maro Itoje's a really hard one to score because he was playing outstandingly once again and then really just run out of steam in the second half, as he has done for England sometimes. He's had a long season. Of course, these players, their season started in the World Cup. Itoje plays a lot of minutes. Goodness knows what happened to that player welfare thing where he wasn't meant to play a lot of minutes. If he got injured in that last 20 when he was knackered, goodness knows if the proverbial would hit the fan anyway. 7 out of 10 for him. Maybe it should be lower because he gave away a couple of crucial penalties in the end when he ran out of juice. Maybe he should have been taken off, I don't know, but a lot of good stuff from him. Martin, he's big, he's physical, he's in your face, that kind of enforcer type if you like. Of course, in modern days you can't be a real enforcer because you're not allowed to hit people, of course. But he stood up, he was counted, he's always tough, he's always hard. 6, maybe 7, I'm going for a 6. Cunningham South, he's the big ball carrier, he's the go-to guy. 6 again. Didn't play the full game. I would like to see him play the full game at some point, but another good performance. Underhill, underwhelming, I'd say. Not bad, but then he did miss a couple of crucial tackles, and tackling is his main thing. Didn't show up too much in attack. 5 for him. Was expecting a bit better on this tour, maybe. Ben Earl, it's a 5. The stuff he does well is outstanding, but then he made a lot of errors in this game. Penalties, drop balls, all that sort of thing. So not a great tour for him, but he's still a real talent, that is for sure. Alex Mitchell played the full 80 as he should because he's by far the best 9. 7 out of 10. Pretty good tour for Alex Mitchell. Pretty good match. Made a couple of breaks, but they couldn't really break down in midfield. The All Blacks better out wide, but certainly around the ruck in midfield. Couldn't make those clean breaks, but still a tidy game. Marcus Smith, his kicking woes, well, he addressed those with a really good goal-kicking game, and his crossfield kicks were phenomenal. And the guy's dangerous. He's not perfect. Sometimes he does kick away the ball when in a blind alley. Went for a drop goal that was nowhere near, but goodness me, the guy is lethal. When he came on at fullback, he was really dangerous, took a quick throw, beat a couple of players. Freddie Stewart wasn't going to do that, and Marcus Smith is a dangerous, dangerous attacker, that is for sure. We did see Finn Smith a bit, who took the ball to the line, but not a huge amount. But yeah, well done to Marcus Smith. He stood up and said, I can go toe-to-toe with the best. Him and Damien McKenzie are quite similar players, which was a pretty cool matchup to watch. In the centres, they're the settled pairing. Ollie Lawrence, unfortunately, dropped the ball a couple of times. Maybe one wasn't his fault, but at crucial times when you want to build up the play, he's the go-to man, and he's just got to keep hold of that ball. So it's a 5 in this match. Slade's making good decisions. He's the man who's really grabbed this defence in the 13 channel. Not a bad match, not an amazing match. Is he going to break the line and make big breaks? No, it's always going to limit him a bit. So 5 and 6 for the centres. Freeman, it has to be up to an 8 on one wing because that take for his try was absolute world class. Talaya, it's really hard when someone's coming at pace, jumping high, they're 6 foot whatever already, and it's 2 hands above the head. You can't really blame Talaya, but it was just a quality kick and take for that try. And Faye Wabusu, his try was really good as well. Maybe missed one tackle on Talaya when he went into the ruck when maybe he shouldn't. It's a bit tricky, but he's still looking for work. Still a good tackler. 7 for Faye Wabusu. And rounding out the starting team was Freddie Stewart. I really don't think he should have been picked or taken on the tour because this isn't his sort of game, that counter-attack where you need someone to get away from the chase, to launch a counter-attack, to inject out wide. he's just not the man. He dropped one early on. Apart from that, he was okay. He probably did his best, but he is just not quick enough, and it's as simple as that. So it has to be a 4. In the subs, Rod came on and got smashed in the scrum. He's good round the park, but we saw he struggled against Japan in the scrum, so he's always going to struggle against Newell in the scrum, and that happened. Cole was there once again. 4. Coles came on, Alex Coles, and did pretty well. Definitely a good line-out option. He's looking decent, so that second row is good. And you can bring him on in the back row as well. Curry came on, and I just didn't really see him a lot. He was absolutely fine, I guess. 5 or a 6. Let's go for a 5. Spencer wasn't used because he was there as an emergency. Finn Smith came on and took the ball to the line quite well. Like I said, he's not going to make the breaks that Smith does, but he was fairly tidy. 6. And finally, Ollie Slightholme gets 10 minutes, and what a great 10 minutes. Made 2 breaks. One of them, he completely stood up and went round Reece, which is just phenomenal. Not many people do that. So 8 out of 10 for Slightholme. Let's see if he can get some more minutes in the future. Very promising, very explosive. So those are my ratings. What would yours be? Pop them down below. And finally, a big shout out to Blair Skivington, who does this amazing artwork behind me. These are the England players that he's done. He does custom pieces as well. You can send him anything. Look at his Etsy shop, always linked in the description. It's amazing stuff. Anyway, do like, do subscribe. That'd be awesome. And until next time, I'll see you then.